Yo, it's your boy, Anubis TV, and we are back here with another reaction video. Today we are reacting to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 new character story finally revealed by Stito J. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, that like button and stuff
Dragon Ball
like that
Xenoverse
for
3
him and for me. If you want more content like this, or if you want to go watch his specific content, y'all see the title of the video. I always record the videos like this specifically for that reason. If y'all are so interested in getting the title and stuff, here you go, right here where the highlighted zone is. Black Hayao, channel and all. Alright, so let's get this started. Shout out to Steve J for making this video. Shout out to y'all for tuning in.
just released new characters and story information on the official Dragon Ball website, and I'm here to read out all of the latest info.
Disclaimer, y'all know I like to pause and make my comments because this is a reaction channel. This is not a sit and not say shit channel. Yeah, if you want that, go to the reaction channels where no reaction is given.
Of the new characters from Age 1000. Hello everyone, it's me again, Steve Dojo here, back to more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. That still feels so weird to say, and without further ado, they've actually released new information on characters in...
Man, Steve Dojo, man, it feel weird for you. It feel weird to hear, feel weird to say, but it feel good to know that that's a reality, boy.
Xenoverse 3, so I actually get to see a roster expansion as well as more information. So let's just get straight to it. Yeah, a new trailer for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 titled Welcome to West City has just dropped. This trailer is jam-packed with the latest info about this new Dragon Ball game project that's set to launch in 2027. And yeah, that's still absolutely insane to think about. We still have over half a year before this game eventually releases, and we're getting details on it now. So again, remember guys, everything's subject to change. That doesn't mean that if you don't like the way it looks now, you're right to complain, sure, but that doesn't mean that the game is completely doomed, alright? Things are still gonna change. This trailer opens with a shocking revelation. You are the protagonist. Really? You have arrived in the world of Age 1000.
We are the protagonist. You think we couldn't tell that from the trailer, bro?
From a different era, and it appears you have no recollection of who you are. Okay, I wanted to actually mention this earlier, but then...
I feel like Age 1000 is low-key going to, like, have some weird identity search thing, right, about it. Because why would they mention we have no recollection of who we are unless that's an important feature about the story? I'm going to keep breaking this down over time because we ain't got nothing but time for Xenoverse 3 to come out, and y'all know how us goons is, man. Us Dragon Ball goons, like I can't say Dragon Ball goons because y'all gonna be like Gooner. Nah, let's say Dragon Ball goblins. Us Dragon Ball goblins, we get up in your face with it. We'll show you what we know immediately. So yeah, I definitely feel like us not having any recollection of who we are gives us the opportunity to create who we are and who we want to be, right? Or at least on some story type deal.
I mentioned Age 1000 again here, even though we know the title of the game is Dragon Ball Xenoverse. So I'm thinking the focus on Age 1000 is definitely because they are putting heavy emphasis on the Dragon Ball Online section of the story. Like, this isn't just Age 1000 because, oh my god, it takes place in the future. It's like, no, the location actually matters a lot. The time and location really does matter a lot. And it might mean that they actually could incorporate a lot of the missing lore and stories that we didn't get from Dragon Ball Online in Xenoverse. So I'm actually curious to see how that goes because, again, Dragon Ball Online is the only reason we have Xenoverse 1 and 2. So obviously...
Which is crazy to think about it, that a fan game sparked this much. Like, I got a homeboy, I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to feel like I'm calling him out or nothing. He know he is. He know we love him. But he always like, man, they don't hear this. This ain't made for us. This ain't made for us. This ain't made for us. And clearly, we had almost 2 decades worth of game because of a fan game. I'm just saying, our voices get heard.
Referencing Dragon Ball Online heavily, or even taking any of... Think about it, Xenoverse 3 story is probably just the unfinished version of Dragon Ball Online story, because we never got to see how that ended. So...
we never even got to see how the hell it started, really. I didn't.
Maybe that's what Xenoverse 3 is going to be about. But let's get back to it. After encountering new characters such as Brett, Bulma, who's retains her youthful looks even in this era, which again, I'm sure we'll get an explanation on that in the main story, and Gamma 1, who has 1,000 prints on his chest.
Man, call him what he is. Gamma 1,000, fool.
1,000. I think that's such a cool idea. You'll lead the life of a student at West City University, as well as a member of the Great Saiyan Squad, a group dedicated to preserving peace throughout the world. Yeah, see, keep in mind, they use the term world here, not like throughout space and time. Now, again, it's still a Xenoverse game. I'm very sure it'll have to do with space and time to some degree, but it's definitely taking inspiration from Dragon Ball Online because you only saved, like, you only went around one world just doing stuff in Dragon Ball Online. The only people who were really jumping around through time were like Xeno, Trunks, and Mira. You, on the other hand, you were literally just, just saving the world. You weren't jumping through the time like super crazy. Like basically only Trunks and Mira could manipulate time. And I'm sure Age 1000 is going to have a very similar like premise to that, because Mira only needed to jump through time because he needed Goku's DNA to become completely pure, which is what we see in Xenoverse 2, where he gets a weird Super Saiyan 4 look. Because I want to remind you, when Dragon Ball Online came out, Goku's newest form was Super Saiyan 4. Super Saiyan 4 didn't even exist, man. So I'm very curious how
that makes a lot of sense.
We have Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense, especially on how Mira looked. What the heck? I'm learning new things.
Thor and Mira are gonna make a return. I'm sure we'll still get to travel through time, but we're gonna have to do it through different means. That's not all. Of the second half of this trailer contains a shocking scene where the protagonist absorbs a soul-like object into their body, transforming them into some familiar characters. The soul change mechanic, and you won't miss a single.
I feel like that's gonna be their excuse to not give us certain characters as regular playable characters. I just got a feeling.
Second this trailer with its sneak peek of the story and over new battle systems. Check out the trailer now. And of course, the Welcome to West City trailer. We have seen this before. In fact, some of you guys have probably seen this hundreds of times. So I'm not going to watch it again, obviously. I do want to just get past this part and continue on with the new story details. Oh, speaking of new details, game audio and visuals are still under development and may differ from the final version. Well, there you go. I mean, I don't think I need to say that, but a lot of people are really skeptical on a lot of the Universe 3 related things. I think that's a little unfair. Again, the game still doesn't release until next year, and next year isn't like 1 month away. It's still over half a year away. And even then, it might see an October release, so it'd still be over a whole year away, if that's the actual case. Again, obviously, I'm still going to remain optimistic when it comes to Xenoverse 3, because they didn't mess up Xenoverse 2, so I don't think they're going to mess up Xenoverse 3. And yeah, obviously, some visuals are shown for promotional use only. I think this means that some parts in this trailer that we see aren't actually going to be in the game. They're just meant for like hype and aura for the trailer, which is like valid. A lot of trailers do that. They have a hype and aura sections, things that never actually happen in the game. And oh, here we go. Profiles of characters from Age 1000 revealed. Gimme. All right. And profiles of new characters in this game are revealed to coincide with the release of the new Welcome to West City trailer. Brett, there he is. Oh my goodness. And there's the profile for Brett too, an aspiring hero who engages in a friendly rivalry with the
I think we actually reacted to this earlier. Hold on.
protagonist.
This live, yo, so hey, if we react to it, you can watch it. Ain't no problem supporting other channels.
We're gonna get our rivalry with Tap. We're getting it with Brett. I thought Brett was gonna be like the buddy cop character. I mean, he can still be the buddy cop character. You're allowed to have rivalries with your buddy cop character. That's why it's called a friendly rivalry. But I thought Tap would be the one we'd have a rivalry with, since he's very Vegeta looking in design. It's actually Brett. I'm going to say this now, since they did actually openly just call Brett a rival here. I do think Brett's probably going to have a part where we have to beat him up or fight him at the end of the game. It kind of depends on how the system works, because if you guys recall, Xenoverse 1 ended with you fighting a bunch of heroes at the end of the game after they get like evil mind controlled. And Xenoverse 2 also has the Legacy Time Patroller, your Xenoverse 1 character, get mind controlled towards the end of the game, and you have to fight him as a boss fight. And if we don't get the Legacy Time Patroller for Xenoverse 3, which will just be our Xenoverse 2 character, then most likely the good guy turned bad guy that we're going to have to fight is Brett. I think Brett's design kind of works for that. His hair is kind of edgy, the scars on his face. If you put a Time Patroller or Time Breaker mask over him, you can make that look kind of intimidating. So I fully expect to see, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen guaranteed, but I fully expect to see something with Brett that's kind of big towards the end of the game. And there is the Japanese VA, Hiro Shimono. Okay, they didn't actually list the English VA here. But the English VA for Brett is apparently the same guy who does Gumball. So he's Hopkins Jacobs.
That's crazy.
The voice of Gumball is apparently Brett. I don't know if that's the new Gumball, because I know there's a new Gumball show out or something, or if that's the classic Gumball. But the voice of Gumball is Brett. So absolute insanity. And then we have Tap. Here we go. Okay, I have a lot to say about Tap's design, but first, let's see. A profile. A genius who skipped a grade to enter university, possessing both brains and brawn. Oh, wow, that really adds to it. Okay, I was going to say originally that Tap was definitely... Okay, I thought Brett was originally a Saiyan, but obviously he has to be an Earthling, right? Because we would have seen him go Super Saiyan by now in any of the promotional stuff. But Tap is obviously a Saiyan. He's got the Saiyan tail. But he's more Vegeta adjacent, if that makes any sense. I know you guys are going to be like, well, Steve, obviously he's more Vegeta-like. Look how Rudy is and stuff. But when I say he's more Vegeta-like, I don't even just mean Vegeta. I mean like Bulma too, because he's got the blue hair. He's got the Vegeta eye design. He's got the Saiyan tail. And he's smart. Like, I'm not saying that he's like Bulma's like son or like offshoot of like Bulma's family or some weird stuff. But it feels like, because again, you have to remember that this game is basically Dragon Ball Online. The future versions of Goku and Vegeta technically still exist, even though in this timeline Goku and Vegeta aren't dead, which is more confusing. I'm not sure how they're going to tackle it.
There's plenty of ways this could be going about. I'm not gonna lie, because oh my god, man, to know that this is basically a Dragon Ball Online, it gives me a whole new perspective to look at this game from.
But because in Dragon Ball Online, so many characters are descendants of Goku and Vegeta, and obviously better aspects of their designs. But Goku and Vegeta are dead in those timelines, so it's, you know, it's kind of less weird. But Vegeta's just gonna take a left while he's going out for milk, and he's gonna see a guy who looks like him and has this wife's hair color, and that's probably gonna be really weird to him. I'm very curious how they actually handle the aspect of characters being descendants of other characters. Maybe they'll just give up on it entirely, and it just so happens that he has the aspects of Bulma and Vegeta. You know, the brains of Bulma and the brawn of Vegeta. That's a really nice gimmick, and honestly, he's probably gonna be the reason we unlock Super Saiyan 4 or just anything like that. Because look, he's already got the wicked eye design, right? And then he's got the Saiyan tail too. And we already know that Saiyan hairs in this game are different from their base form hairs. So his hair's going to spike up when he goes Super Saiyan. And you can imagine how a Super Saiyan 3 is going to look. And him having the Saiyan tail easily teases Super Saiyan 4 for his character. There's just so many cool things in this game that I want to see. And we're going to... and I'm so glad we're actually getting news on this game kind of frequently. It's not like Sparking Zero where we kind of got put in a content drought after a bit when it came to, hey, what's going on with this game? You know what I mean? That's actually very cool to see. Let's go on to the next character. Oh, they didn't actually say his VA here either. I'm pretty sure the VA of Tap, because he already announced on Twitter, is the VA for Okarun from Dandadan. So again, if you guys are watching Dandadan, big ups. I haven't seen that show, but everyone likes it, so I'm happy for you guys. And there's Rom. There you go. Okay, so Rom is a university student who also works as an idol. She loves putting smiles on people's faces. I have a lot to say about Rom. They also don't mention a voice actress here, but voice actress is Elsie Lovelock, the voice for Lucy's Endless Zone Zero, but I know her as Lene from Wuthering Waves because that game is awesome. Rom here, though, is... okay, they actually do say something about how she loves putting smiles on people's faces, and I could be reaching, but let me get the other page out, actually. This page is in Japanese. This was during the Japanese interview for the gameplay showcase, but I promise you this is very relevant for what I'm going to talk about Rom. Let's just translate this really quickly, and we can actually see here, because there are character archetypes mentioned for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. And they mentioned, yes, here we go. The Allied Great Saiyan Squadron members, NPCs in the demo, perform various actions such as blocking enemy attacks with barriers and healing damaged player characters. Now, one of the other interviews mentioned that Frieza was a zoner. We didn't see a Frieza soul change ever. Someone who played it did mention that Frieza soul change makes him a zoner. And you guys know that's weird because Frieza's not even a zoner in Xenoverse 1 or 2. Which means, again, even though the gameplay is more simplified, characters have roles or they play different kind of benefits, for lack of a better word. One of the best examples I can bring up is that obviously we have 3 custom created characters here, but then we also have Brett. I'm wondering if this game is actually 4-player multiplayer or if it's 3 players still, just like Xenoverse 1 and 2, and the 4th person is always one of these special time patrollers, like, you know, Rom, Tap, and Brett. I'm not saying that's the case 100%, but it's a very interesting thing to bring up because we know, again, we saw gameplay of Brett already. Brett is like all-arounder. He's just a super supportive all-rounder who just helps you on missions. Tap, being both the brawns and the brains, is a really good excuse to give him high damage attacks. Maybe very low HP because of his stature, right? He doesn't live very long, but you want to bring him on missions because he hits very hard. So, especially for raid bosses or for giant battles, he's probably going to excel. And then obviously you would bring Rom because, you know, she's a singer, a healer, a supporter. I mean, if the love hearts on her outfit, like, kind of don't give it away, then
And this man out here giving all the sauce. If you guys want to watch the rest of this video, please go check out his channel. I'm gonna cut this video short because it is like 11:52 as I am currently recording this. If you cannot see it already on my time thing. So, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.